Still on extinguishment of obligations, this time let us discuss compensation. Compensation. Compensation is the extinguishment to the concurrent amount of the debts of two persons who are debtors and creditors of each other. This time class, dalawa na ang involved. Si debtor may utang kay creditor, at the same time, si creditor may utang din kay debtor. Nag-compensate na yung utang nilang dalawa. Sa Bisaya, pa-quits na. Nagpakang na. Okay. Example, X owes Y the amount of 1,000, while Y owes X the amount of 800. And assuming both debts are due today, here the compensation will take place only up to 800. So 800 lang ang compensation class. Sa 800 lang sila mag-quits. So that only 200 will be paid by X to Y. Okay. So in this example, partial yung compensation. Meron din cases class na complete, total yung compensation. Utang ni X 1,000, utang ni Y 1,000 din. So completely compensated na. For in this example, only up to 800 lang ang compensated. So that the remaining 200 will be paid by X to Y. The balance. So what is the object of compensation? The object of compensation is the prevention of unnecessary payments and litigation. So kung pareho naman sila may utang, there is no need for unnecessary payment. Bayaran kita, bayaran mo rin ako, parang binalik ko lang yung pera. And then magkaso pa tayong dalawa, tapos in the end, paid na pala because of compensation. So this is the reason why inaalaw ang compensation. It is actually a simplified payment because it is convenient and less expensive to take effect. So compensation and confusion, magkaiba yung class ha. Do not be confused. Sa confusion class, there is only one person involved who become the creditor and debtor of himself. While sa compensation, there are two persons who are creditor and debtor of each other. Sila yung dalawa nag-quits. Quits na yung utang nilang dalawa. In confusion, there is one obligation only. While in compensation, there are two because there are two persons involved. In confusion, there is impossibility of payment kasi nga ikaw na lang yung mag-isa, debtor and creditor of yourself. While in compensation, there is indirect payment. It's considered paid na dahil quits na. So whether compensation or confusion, the obligation will be extinguished. So there are kinds of compensation class as to effect or the extent. It may be total, sabi ko kanina. Maybe the whole amount will be compensated or partial if only a portion. Sometimes it can be classified also according to cause or origin. Legal if it is provided for by law that there is compensation. Voluntary if the parties agreed on the compensation. And judicial when it is ordered by the court. Facultative class because there are cases that only one person can ask for compensation. Like in Article 1287 and 1288. Okay, legal compensation class. Nagkaroon dito ng compensation because of provision of law kaya legal. Okay, in cases where the parties are the principals and creditor and debtor of each other, sabi ng law, there should be compensation. When both debts consist of sum of money or consumable things of the same kind and quality, magkakaroon ng compensation. Example ng consumable thing class, example, ako may utang sa iyo isang boteng suka, ikaw may utang sa akin isang boteng suka, then there can be compensation. So the compensation class will also apply to consumable things. When the two debts are due and demandable, magkakaroon ng compensation. When the two debts are liquidated class, ibig sabihin, the amounts are known. The amounts are known so that you can apply compensation. No retention or controversy is commenced by a third person. Okay? There should be no third person na may claim doon sa debts. Kasi if may claim, compensation will not apply to protect the third person. The guarantor may set up compensation as regards what the creditor may owe the principal debtor. Okay. Yung guarantor class, pwede rin mag-claim ng compensation. For example, hindi nagbayad si debtor, siningil siya ni creditor, sabi ng guarantor, uy, may utang ka man din kay debtor, kaya may compensation. Pwede yun. Pwede rin siya mag-set up ng compensation. The parties may agree upon the compensation of debts which are not yet due. This is voluntary compensation class. Pwede rin ito. Hindi pa due yung mga obligation pero nagkaintindihan na yung parties that there will be compensation. That is valid. If a person should have against him several debts which are susceptible of compensation, okay, the rules and application of payment shall apply to the order of compensation. So kapag marami siyang debts, utang, tapos may compensation, yung rules natin sa application of payments na previous natin na discuss class will also apply.